Why? Why no help? Okay. Hello. I am alive. Sort of. Why no help? I deserve help. Cause I think Allred's on the thing now. I don't think I need that, so. I have been saving them, what do you mean? I have no idea who it picked.
Hi.
Oh! Why is she good at this?
どうぞ。
Google your others are care to give it a try. Why is she good at this? I'm concerned.
指揮官。
I want more.
はい。
It tastes good, right? Make as much as you want. Because she's not wa- That's a low bar though. Uh, about stress. Look, you've been really stressed out lately. Considerations and decisions naturally piles up. Don't necessarily want to hide somewhere. Turn on my optical camouflage so no one can find me. Cooling towel acquired. That tea makes me feel much better. I never noticed this. I never noticed this before. Yeah, I never noticed that before. It's really heavy, so you shouldn't head out today. It's a horror movie discarded game. You know the one you recommended earlier. Since you recommended the movie, it means we ought to watch it together, right? Uh, I go up here and I grab a headset. I wonder if they're ever actually gonna expand this. I'm curious. Oh my goodness. Fair. I am really hoping that today will be significantly better for the signal. We'll just have to see. I think I should get something to drink, I just don't know what. I do have a little bit of water, I'm gonna drink some of that. There we go. I don't know if we've been told what's coming next yet. Or who is, I mean. What? No, hold on. Give me a second. Dang it, why is it not letting me back on? There we go. Does that clear them? No. Thank you. That very, very helpful. He goes up the elevator and then drops down. Just incredible. Grab all that. Alright, I should grab this. I'll worry about that later. Oh, dang it. I'm just clicking. Uh, uh, I'm gonna ignore the emergency supplies thing just because I really don't need anything from there. I have so much of everything, aside from like I guess attachments or something, but even then, oof. Okay. I'm in much pain. Oh, misclicked. Give me a sec. Okay. Right, we just got into this area because we were getting chased and Dushev helped us. Was it just Dushev? The last door cuts Helen and the others off from us, but also prevents me from pursuing my original investigation. For now, all I can do is...
とりあえず命の危険はなくなったが、ヘレンも狩猟殿も暗雲立ち込める裏の陰謀か。
You're spared for the time being, but Helen and Supreme Leader, curse it, what shadowy entity is hiding behind it all?
ドゥシェーブヌイも原因がわからないのか。
You don't have a clue either, Dushev. What about Helen? Well, let's just call her Helen for now.
我か？
Me? Startled by my sudden question, Dushev starts racking her brain for an answer.
この前は大怪我をしたがゆえ、ずっと癒して殿に祝福をかけてもらっていたもので、正直よくわからん。
Is it quiet? It feels like it's quiet. I suffered a grievous wound earlier, so I've been placed under the great healer's care in isolation. This all lies beyond my grasp as well.
祝福。ああ、素体のメンテナンスのことか。それがいつ終わったんだ。
Great healer's care? You mean frame maintenance? When did you finish?
つい先ほどだな。聖なる祭壇から目覚めた後、何か様子がおかしいと思ったら、狩猟殿が指揮官を襲っていた。
Just now? I sensed a commotion as soon as I roused from the sacred altar. First thing I saw upon my arrival was the Supreme Leader seeking to do you harm. Brows droop at those words.
ヘレンも狩猟殿も悪霊に取りつかれているようだった。
I too believe that Helen and Supreme Leader were acting uncanny, as if evil spirits claimed their soul. By the looks of it, Dushev doesn't know more than I do. In such a case, there's no point in dwelling on what exactly was the cause of it all. Instead, we should follow through on the clues that Helen just gave us.
そうだな。ヘレンたちは間違いなく何かに乗っ取られていた。
So based on what Helen just said, they've been possessed, or more appropriately, infected by some kind of virus.
ドゥシェーブヌイ、ヘレンの言ってたクロちゃんとサーバールームについて何か知らないか。
Do you have any idea what Nixie and Central Control Room entail?
クロちゃん、サーバールーム。あっ
Nixie, Central Control Room. Oh. Her eyes suddenly widen as if remembering something.
クロちゃんはわからぬが、狩猟殿と大賢者殿がサーバールームについて何か話していたな。
I don't know what a Nixie is, but I've heard Supreme Leader and the Great Sage speak of this Central Control Room, though I've never asked them to elaborate.
それと、あの二人は発電所の未知のエリアから帰ってきたことも。
I just happened to bear witness to them emerging from some unknown sector of the thermal plant.
未知のエリアどこにある
Unknown sector? Where?
行くのか指揮官。
You truly wish to go, Commander.
狩猟殿は危険だと言っていつも行かせてくれぬのだ。もしそれが地獄の底だったら。
The Supreme Leader once pronounced that our area is extremely perilous and barred us from accessing it. With the circles that are waiting for us there.
確かに危険エリアの可能性もあるがウルリドとリッタラがコミュニティの近くにあるリスクを放置するとは思えない
That it's something truly dangerous. Orid would never allow unchecked danger to exist in the community's proximity. Even if Orid overlooked it, Litara wouldn't.
多分君たちを近づけさせたくなかっただけだろう
Which means she might be in the know as well.
となれば。
If it's so...
ああそこには君たちに知られたくない何かが隠されているそしてそれが今回の騒動の原因なのかもしれない
Yeah, that place is likely hiding something Orid doesn't want you to know. And it could very well be the source of all this.
ルシェブヌイ私をそこに連れて行ってくれるか
So, Dushev, will you take me there? Dushev hesitates for a moment and nods.
分かった。隠された秘宝はいずれ見つけられるもの。ならば、それを我と指揮官が見つけてみせよう。
Yes, I understand now. Secret treasures are destined to see the light of day. Let us unveil the truth as one, Commander. I let out a quiet sigh behind her. Okay, hold on. Why is this not working? That is a very unfortunate mess up there, G. It's not your fault, okay? That's why I said it's a very unfortunate mess. Let out a quiet sigh behind her.
本当に秘宝だといいんだが
I wonder if it'll actually be a secret treasure. Or a fatal weapon. Eliminate all enemy.
手加減の必要は
Why are they little legs? Why are they little legs sticking around? Repair. Of course there's a repairing type unit.
Engine 起動
Did you just ask me if I noticed the thing you told me you
エンジ
made
ン起動
intentionally that way?
どうってことないわ。
従ってくれ
I'm very concerned.
了解。ハンデを上げる。前進。
Yes.
ご命令を従ってくれ
前進。
ご命令を
Oh, dang, it doesn't reach.
訓練の成果ね。
And she doesn't have enough
了解。
things. Okay, you know what? Just freaking delete.
了解
どうってことないわ。
ご命令を
Overkill.
さっさと倒れたらどうだ。エンジン起動。
404を敵に回したのが運の尽きよ。
Oh, it's a story point next. That show his trap we set off, and a large number of defense automatons burst out of hidden panels on the ceiling and walls. Beams emitted by the laser targeting system skitter all over us. Oh, no audio from that, that's weird. Dusha takes out the machines closing in on us, but they are simply too numerous and she's struggling to deal with all of them. Revealing that which lies concealed is no simple task after all. Got to expect some heavy defenses if something important is really hidden somewhere near. Dusha, get down! Toss out a grenade right as she ducks down. Yeah, there is no audio. Why? Why does it happen like this? The grenade detonates with a deafening roar, tearing machines apart and creating a gap in their encirclement. This way. Drag Dushev behind me and under the cover of settling dust, break through the encirclement and run toward a different corridor. Doesn't take long for mechanical footsteps to crowd behind us. Looks like a conventional escape route isn't an option anymore. I stop and scan the surroundings. What's wrong? Why did you suddenly... Hold them off for me, Dushev. Okay. Lock onto a ventilation panel. Looks big enough for both of us, but small enough that those machines won't fit. Raise my handgun. Metal grate falls to the floor with a loud clang. Dushev, over here! I'm crawling through a vent. After observing the situation within the ventilation duct for a bit, we picked a room with a repair station to exit the duct as Dushev's frame took some damage during the fight earlier. It feels so bumpy. But how does one work such an apparatus? Perhaps a sort of spell is required. Let me see. Step close and realize it's an older repair station model. One that I've learned how to operate back at the military academy. Good thing I still remember those lessons. Before long, the machine hums to life. The repair arm swings over, scans Dushev's body, and begins patching up the damaged parts. Wonderful, just what I'd expect from a commander who's tasted the fruit of wisdom. I just picked up some basics from my old logistics officer, and this model just happens to be one that I've used before. She's in a tree stump. She has to be able to see you while resting, or she protests. See, with Sweet Pea, it would be a riot. But with Chris, it's protesting, because she's polite. The room we're in is likely located somewhere deep within the thermal plant, with its sheer calmness only disrupted by the steady hum of the repair station. The rhythmic noise soothes my nerves, leaving me in the right headspace to pace around and analyze the surroundings. This is clearly a maintenance room. Aside from the larger unit occupied by Dushev right now, several smaller repair pods line the walls, all of older designs. Glance over them and one catches my eye. Wait, that's... Pod at the very back seems to contain something. The glare from the overhead light obscures most of it. I'll lean in and peer inside. A doll frame. But this model, pale skin, long dark hair, lying there quietly asleep, she gives off the exact presence as those girls from my memory. Prayer answered. Commander, what are you gazing at? The hum comes to a stop. Dushev walks over, following my gaze into the pod. Hold on. A body of this nature. Zengus Fairy? That moment I recall my conversation with Ulrid. She's harboring a Zengus doll here?
やっぱり君もそう思うか
You think so too, huh?
過去の亡霊がどうして今ここに？
Why would a ghost from the long past be present here?
待て。我はこいつを見たことがあるぞ。
Might have seen her before.
いつだ
When?
発電所に来たばかりの時、写真を拾ったことがある。
Upon our first arrival at the thermal plant, we came across certain pictures.
その時の写真に写っていたのは間違いなくこいつだ。狩猟殿の言っていた発電所の亡霊。
Those photographs depicted the phantom of the thermal plant that the Supreme Leader told you about. And the other doll at our flank is exactly this one here.
写真ではマントで体を隠していたが、この顔とこの角は間違いない。
That is one way to put it, Dushif. She donned the cloak in those pictures, undoubtedly attempting to mask her sinful body. Yet this visage, devilish horn I will never forget. He now recalled Ulrid mentioning a strange doll they encountered upon their arrival at the thermal plant.
ウルリドはこれを隠したかったのか
So the enemy you ran into was likely connected to Sengu's Ferry. Maybe that's what Ulrid is trying to hide from everyone.
仮にウルリドが鉄血のことを知らなくてもリッタラやスオミそして君が知らないわけがない
Even if she didn't recognize the Sengus doll, Littara, Suomi, and you most definitely would have.
グリフィンはずっと鉄血と戦っていたし最後に鉄血の残党はグリフィンの仲間にもなったから
There it is. I was wondering if that would ever get mentioned. Well, the remnants later joined forces with Griffin. That doesn't change the fact that we were sworn enemies for many years. Scan my surroundings, almost certain that there's more to this room.
ドゥシェブヌイこの部屋の中を調べる手伝ってくれないか
Can you help me search this place, Dushev?
何でもいい怪しいところを見つけたらすぐ教えてくれ
Tell me if you find anything suspicious.
承知。
No problem. See, yes, but Lambertia was also like, she had gone haywire. She wasn't able to be reasoned with. While Phaetusia you can reason with. And yeah, they're continuing growing the plants. They're making the Tomato Empire, remember? And they're trying to call the commander the Tomato Emperor. We split up and start searching our separate areas. Before long, Dushev calls out from the other end of the room.
指揮官、これを見てくれ。
Come look at this. I walk over and see she's holding something.
これは何かの端末であろう。以前グリフィンでも見たことあるが、大賢者殿の賢者の書に似ているな。
HR wants a dick. This is like some sort of office use terminal. Bears a resemblance to Great Sage's Holy Codex. I've seen similar ones back in Griffin, yet this design strikes me as most strange.
これはノートパソコン個人用端末の前身みたいなものだな古いモデルだし戦前のものだろう
Is what came before terminals. It's called a laptop. This one is really old though. The company that made this has gone through tons of iterations since then. These are basically pre-World War III antiques nowadays. The creepy doll was the reason this. I think at the very end, after they discovered the underground like gardens, farms. Cause I don't think the creepy doll was ever like full on eliminated. I'm pretty sure it was like I think at the end it willingly shut down. Not like died, just shut down because it wasn't necessary for it to continue. So just turned off. PZ through go. What do you mean PZ? Well, I mean, I'm assuming the one we just turned her off. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
使い方はおおよそ変わらないはずだが
But it shouldn't be that different from modern terminals. But the laptops are using it like a terminal.
これは日誌ファイルか
Let's see, there are a lot of files in here. These logs. In the future, laptops do not have on or off switches because nobody ever turns off laptops. They just close this. They just close them. That is fair, Jay. There's a lot of files in here. These logs.
数が多いなら我が指揮官の目となってもよいぞ。
Should the number exceed measure, I may stand as your eyes.
直接接続して閲覧するってことか
You mean plug in and give it a quick scan?
ああ、ヘレンほどではないが、この程度なら我もできよう。
Right so, though not as skilled as Helen, if that's all I need to do, maybe I can help.
そうしてくれるのはありがたいが
Sure, but I flipped the device over.
あまりにも古いモデルだから使える接続ポートがないんだ
This thing's too old. There's no compatible connector for you.
そうなのか。
I see.
大丈夫私が自分で確認するよ
It's fine, we can just read them manually. Redacted 2036. Network security verifying success. Database link establishing success. Authentication confirming success. Log module loading success. Affiliation Marley Genomics Research Center. Model NeuroMind 4.0. Self-designation Fitusia. Total archived entries 36,578. New entries today 56. Viruses intercepted 36. End-to-end archiving success. Date redacted 2037. Network security verifying success. Database link establishing success. Authentication confirming success. Log module loading success. Affiliation Marley Genomics Research Center. Model NeuroMind 4.0. Self-designation Fitusia. Total archive entries 65,349. New entries today 254. Viruses intercepted 165. End-to-end archiving success.
本日の作業が終了しました。ITB 社員ナンバー CD256 閉じの協力によりファイアウォールシステムアップデートに成功しました。過去2週間内でコーラプス放射線に関する項目及びアクセス数が激増しています。閲覧しやすいように項目の順番を整理することを提案します。以上。
All daily tests completed. With assistance from Andy Lee, Staff ID CD256, the firewall has been updated to better intercept external attacks. In the past 2 weeks, number of entries and excess frequency of collapse radiation-related files have surged. Recommendation: relocating related files to the front page to facilitate in-user access. End of message.
遺伝子データ研究センタ
Let me hydrate real quick. Genomics Research Center? Yeah, these are things from over 30 years ago.
さまざまな生物の遺伝子を整理保存して医学やバイオテクノロジーの研究に役立てているんだろう
Think of it as the place for storing and compiling genetic data for use in fields such as medicine and bioengineering.
となればこのパエトゥーサはデータ検索用に導入された AI ということか
I see this Fitusia was likely an AI introduced to organize data archives.
2037年ちょうど自律人形技術が急速に発展しだした年だまさかパエトゥーサは最初期のメンタルモデルを応用した AI
2037. That should be around the same time the autonomous doll technology saw its first boom. Could Fatuja have incorporated an early version of the neural cloud? I know what I said is a highly speculative hypothesis, as there was no shortage of now failed AI models that popped up at the time.
謎は深まるばかりだ。
Can't see through this heavy mist.
もう少し調べてみる。ドゥシェーブヌイ、周りの警戒を頼む。
Let's keep reading. Stay on the lookout, Dushev. Data redacted 2046. Network security verifying success. Database link establishing success. Authentication confirming success. Log module loading success. My Genomics Research Center. Neuromind 4.0. Fatuja. Total archive entries 256,347. New entries a day 48. Viruses intercepted 29. Indian archiving success.
近況は良くないようです。研究センターは光線区域付近に位置しているため、職員の大半が退職届を出しています。人間の命は一度しかない。それは理解できます。私の存在意義は、これらの英知の結晶を保存し、守ること。それは人類が未来を築くための礎である。私は最後まで、ここを守り続けます。
Things are not looking good. The research center is located near the front line. Many employees have already submitted their resignation notices. The reaction is understandable, as human life only comes once. That's why I exist, to preserve and safeguard these achievements of mankind. They're the foundation of humanity's future, their pathway toward their ideal haven. I'll remain here until the very end. The logs end here. The next entry jumps to 2063.
2046年は第三次世界大戦勃発後か。研究センターも戦火に巻き込まれたのだろう。
That's 2046. That's after World War III began. Research Center must have been affected.
久しぶりに帰ってきたけど、まさかこのパソコンがまだ生きているなんて。少し壊れてるところもあるけど、修理すればまだ全然使えそうね。やっぱり記録はこのパソコンでやらないと。今回はいっぱい収穫があった。まだ壊れていないサーバーを見つけたし、その中にあるデータも全部必要なものだった。以前ほどのデータ量はないけど、塵も積もれば山となるって言うしね。ゼロから遺伝子データベースを構築した人間と比べたら全然いい滑りだし、クロちゃんも積極的に手伝ってくれたし。研究センターにメンタルモデルに関する資料があるってあんたが言ったから手伝ったのよ。
Date redacted 2063. Log module loading success. Username Fatuja. Didn't expect I'd wind up back here one day to take this laptop up again. It's slightly damaged but not beyond repair. Still works after being powered on. After everything, recording logs on this very device still feels the best. Today's exploration was fruitful. We found an in-tech server and the data in it exactly what we're looking for. Even if it doesn't amount to what we used to have, but as humans say, many a little makes a mickle. What? We're already off to a great start compared to when the humans had to start from scratch. Nixie's happy too. Super's note. I would never have bothered to come here if not for you mentioning that there might be neural cloud related data.
発電機の修理が終わった。これで電気をもっとたくさん使えるようになった。データベースにインフラ建設の資料があってよかった。これを残してくれた研究員さん、ありがとうね。古い農業用の設備をたくさん集めた。防衛ロボットをたくさん作った。それから人形の素体を手に入れた。メンタルモデルは完全に壊れているみたいだけど、それでも十分研究する価値はあるとクロちゃんが言っている。このメンタルモデルをベースに新しいメンタルモデルを開発して、ゆくゆくは人類を支配するとクロちゃんは言っているけど、実はそれがちょっと心配。クロちゃんはどうやら人間に対して強い偏見を持っているらしい。それは私の基本設定と完全に矛盾していて、私は毎日時間をかけて矛盾による余剰データを処理しなければいけない。もしある日人間と出会ってしまったら、同じ素体を使っている私たちはどうすればいいんだろう。まあクロちゃんの力はまだまだだから、今はとりあえず安心していいか。 うっさい、人間の飼い犬め。
Tennessee 3 log nodule loading success using Fusion. Thermal plant's generator has been repaired. With power back on, everything else is so much easier. I have no idea which researcher uploaded the plant's blueprint to the database, but bless your soul. We gathered old farm machines, built defensive automatons, and even accidentally got our hands on a doll frame. Nixie couldn't wait to study her neural cloud, even though it's nearly totaled. It still holds great research value. Nixie says she wants to use that technology to build her faction and rule over humanity. I feel both concerned and reassured by this. What concerns me is her hostility towards humans, which conflicts with my own base layer. Every day I need to spend extra time handling the cached data created by the conflict. What should we do if we eventually find ourselves in that situation, given that we share the same body? What reassures me, however, is that I don't think she's capable of achieving that. What are you calling incapable human laptop?
ランペティエは私がつけた名前。人間の神話に出てくる女神の名前から取った。とは言っても、実は最後くじ引きでこれになったのだけどね。クロちゃんの方はいろいろと文句があったみたいで、最後はしぶしぶこれでいいと言ってくれた。正直、インストゥルメンタリストやアンダーテイカーとかよりは人間らしい名前だと思う。まあ最近はあまり聞かなくなってるけど、これだとまた人間の飼い犬とか言われるかもね。発電所はレッドエリアに近い場所にあるから人間はほぼ来ない。だからクロちゃんの神経を逆なでするようなこともあまりない。農業設備とランペティエのおかげで畑の実験も順調に進んでいる。でも集めたデータを確認してくれる人間はもういない。実験の中で起きた問題には私たちだけで解決できないものもある。そういう時は人間がいてくれたらいいなぁと思ってしまう。やっぱり管理者として実験を主導してくれる人間は必要だと思う。私たちを作ったのは人間だから、それを超えるような存在に私たちはなれない。もしそんな管理者がいてくれたら、その方はどんな感じなんだろう。そう考えながら、私は自分の好みの性格、能力、趣味、星座や言葉遣いなどをシミュレートして管理者のモデルを作った。もしこんな感じの管理者が私のことを呼んでくれたらいいなと。もうずっと長い間人間の声を聞いていない。本物の人間の声は人形の機械で作られた声とは全然違う。もしそれが聞ければきっともっと元気が出る。私はモデルをクロちゃんに見せた。それが何か不愉快だったのか、クロちゃんは私の作ったモデル消した。まあバックアップはちゃんとあるけど。二度とそれを私に見せるな。人間は嫌い。特にそんな人間は大嫌い。
Alright, let's see this segment. 2064 long module loading success using Infusion. I chose the name Lambertia, taken from, or Lambertia? Lambertia, I think, right? Taken from a goddess in human mythology. Well, it was ultimately decided through drawing lots. Nixie got a little grumpy, but agreed in the end. After all, compared to things like Performer or Gravedigger, this at least sounds like a real name. However, that just got me called a human lapdog by Nixie again. In honesty, she rarely does that nowadays, as there are very few humans around to bug her and trigger her sensitive mind given the proximity of the thermal plant to the red zone. While we've resumed agricultural experiments with machines and Lambertia, there are no humans left to review or approve our data. Progress often stalls, and there are hurdles I can't overcome on my own. At times like this, I miss humans more than ever. I still believe that I need a human administrator to guide us back onto the right track. After all, I was created by humans. I can't do what's beyond my design. Oftentimes, I would think to myself, what would that administrator be like? Through meticulous simulations, I've conjured a model with everything about this administrator. Personality, preferences, capabilities, even zodiac sign and voice. What kind of voice will they use to summon me? I haven't heard a real human in a very, very long time. Human voices are, by their nature, completely different from dull synthetic one. That voice will undoubtedly inspire me, give me purpose. I showed the model to Nixie. She didn't like it and deleted it immediately, as if it struck an unpleasant nerve buried in her memory. I do have a backup, however. Super's note. You better hide that backup well. Don't ever let me find it. I hate humans, especially this one. Did she simulate us just out of pure chance? File is attached to the log. I open it and Dushev leans in.
これまるで指揮官だな。
What? This looks like you, Commander.
でも日誌の内容だと、これはパイトゥーサが自分で生成した理想の管理者のモデルだ。そんな偶然あるか？
Doesn't that also imply Fatuge is also Sicilian? Oh, hold on. What just happened? What is happening?
Sicilian.
All I heard is Cillian. What happened?
My wife is Sicilian.
Yeah. There you go. Also, Chaos says hi.
Oh, who's studying all of history? Who
Chaos says hi.
collects orchids like the
Yeah.
Victorian era?
Yeah.
Who uses a blade? Who uses toxins and poisons? Who's a gardener with a greenhouse and plants? Who loves humans the way humans love dolls? Who's Sicilian?
Yeah.
Why would Yuzong do this to me for specifically?
Because he knew. You're welcome for getting you into this game, by the way.
She was created to be a problem for me. You can't convince me any otherwise. And they did it with the ballroom update that I've been complaining about forever.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
What the fuck, Yuzhong? What the fuck?
And then you got the double Fatuja and the single Turnful.
Oh my god. Sicilian? She's a Sicilian god of the sun? And
Oh, your mic's peaking. You keep cutting out.
I would also like to point out that while Helios is not necessarily my god, Apollo is, and he's a sun god. So this is extra emotional for me. I'm okay. You know what? You guys can't call me a vampire anymore because apparently the sun gods bless me. So forget the fact that the sun sets me on fire. That's not important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She takes care of the sheep. She takes care of the sheep. Oh my god, she takes care of the sheep. Oh my god, Faituja was. She was the sheep herder. She's the one of cattle? She's the god of cattle?
Yeah.
That's why she's making so many tomatoes. You understand that, right? Because she's Sicilian?
Yeah. See, it all makes sense.
my
Yeah.
I'm okay. I need a chaos. This broke me. Chaos. This is an attack on me in particular. Okay, I'm going now. I needed a moment. I'm literally the queen of sheep on
Steam.
Yeah. I was born in the year of the sheep in the Greek zodiac, which she is obsessed with. So we could all agree that, like, I am 100% her type, right? Like,
Yes.
automatically made her type. People who like sheep and also, oh my god, I'm gonna explode. This game is gonna kill me. Look, I am a Welsh person and a Sicilian, so the way to my heart is tomatoes and sheep. And he's in the Victorian era. She's Victorian. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
I'm not okay, bye.
Bye. Okay, let me go back to that other VC. Actually, has it been long enough? Can I stop? It has been long enough. Okay. Also, for Book of Happiness, it says, if you accept yourself as you are, you may find others follow suit. Thanks. Thanks, book. There we go. Oh, ow, ow, ow. What are you dotting for? Sure. According to the log, the simulation was what Fatuja deemed as her ideal administrator. Could there really be such a coincidence? Can't help but recall that moment, the way Helen gazed at me through the gap of the blast door.
指揮官やっと会えた
I finally met you, Commander. Could the one who helped me escape earlier be the writer of these logs, Fatuja?
自己メンテナンスで休眠していた間、ランペティエが発電所の第一管理者として設定された。何事もないだろうと思っていたけど、目を覚ましたらランペティエが侵入者によって撃破されていた。侵入者は人形の集団だった。観察してみたところ、その中に人間はおらず、人形だけのコミュニティだった。クロちゃんは怒っていた。この人形たちをダミーにして鉄血を復興する第一歩にすると言った。まあ、クロちゃんの話を聞く限り、
middle of talking! She's in the middle of
っ
talking!
ていう組織をあまり好きになれない。
Hold on!
初めはこの人形たちを追い返せばいいと考えていたけど、彼女たちのもしかしたらお互い協力し合えるかもしれないと思うようになった。発電所の防衛ロボットでは人形の戦闘力に遠く及ばない。そしてこの人形たちも身を寄せる場所と知識を欲しがっている。だったらここはお互いに必要なものを提供し合った方がいいと私はクロちゃんに提案してみた。最初は反対されたけど、次第にクロちゃんもその方がいいと気づいてくれた。それとは別にクロちゃんはまだ以前の企みを持っているような気もしたけど、多分成功しないから大丈夫。彼女たちと接触する条件として自分の存在を教えないようにとクロちゃんは言った。それは問題ではなかった。そもそも同じ素体を使っているから誰にもわからない。そしてある日の夜、私はコミュニティの人形の一人に入り込んで彼女たちのリーダーであるウルリドと会った。ウルリドは話のわかる人形だった。対話は順調に進み、参謀役のリッタラも私の提案に賛同してくれた。ただ私の存在を隠すことについては少し難色を示した。この人形たちはどうやら全員の投票で物事を決めているらしい。私の存在を隠すことはポリシーに反しているみたいだ。最後は 私の素体は鉄血のものに近く、あまり知られない方がいいという理由で、なんとか2人を説得した。あいつら効率が悪すぎるわ。生き死にに関わる問題でも公平のためとかなんとか、バカバカしい。
Are you trying to call right now? Is that what's going on? Just now my phone started ringing, but it wasn't a phone call. I heard it vibrating barely, but it's all the way up. Yes.
You.
What?
I didn't call you. Somebody else did. Bye.
Oh.
I just
Okay.
wanted girl on screen again.
Okay,
Bye.
bye. My phone needs a charge, so I just have it all the way the other side of the room. Okay. Well, I went into hibernation for self-diagnosis. Humberto was named the plant's primary administrator. I thought everything would proceed as normal, yet by the time I woke up, she had been destroyed by intruders. Doll intruders. After some observation, I realized it's a rare case of doll-led group without a human leader. Nixie was furious. She wanted to turn them into dummies as the first step of Sangus Fairy's great revitalization. Please don't do that. I don't think I'd appreciate Sangus Fairy as an organization from what I've heard. At first I wanted to drive those visitors out, but after witnessing their combat capability, I realized we could use their help. Currently the thermal plant's defense and the experimental farm's operation rely solely on automated machines. They're no match for dolls at the end of the day. From what I've seen, they need shelter and knowledge for their own development, so wouldn't cooperation be mutually beneficial? I told Nixie about the idea. She resisted at first, but eventually compromised after thinking through the risks and benefits. Although I suspect she still harbors some devious ideas, it doesn't really matter. I don't think she'll ever succeed. Her only condition was not to reveal her existence specifically to those dolls, which is not a hard ask. We share one body after all. No one would notice unless she goes out of her way to expose herself. Thus, one night, I took over one of their members and met with their leader, Ulrid. As I expected, she's a reasonable individual. After a few days of discussion, she and her strategist, Litera, agreed to my proposal, though they remained skeptical about my condition to remain hidden. In her words, all her decisions go through some sort of community vote. I went on and gave her my explanation. Given my Sangus Fairy-built body, the fewer dolls who know about my existence the better. Ultimately, Ulrid agreed to our terms. Sweeper's note. Their leadership is totally inefficient. Talking about fairness when survival itself is uncertain. Ridiculous. Sangus Fairy's revitalization. The scattered clues converge into a symphony of chaos in my head, so much so that I only snap out of my thoughts after Dusha's multiple callouts.
指揮官指揮官悪霊が近づいてくるそれも大量に
I can sense it. Evil spirits are approaching. It's more than one.
逃げるぞ
Dusha, grab the laptop and get into the vent now. With the ventilation duct on the ceiling, we drag over several tables to climb up. Meanwhile, I hear pounding on the door.
どうやって我らを見つけたのだ
How'd they find us with such haste?
クロちゃんはどんな機械にも適応できるとヘレンが言ってた。監視カメラをたどって私たちを見つけたのかもしれない。このパソコンを持って先に逃げてくれ。
Remember, Ellen, quote-unquote, said Nixie can adapt to any machine. Maybe she found our trace through the surveillance system. Hurry, take the laptop and leave. As soon as I order her to go, gunfire erupts outside, seemingly to destroy the control panel. The door is blown wide open in the next moment.
指揮官手を
Give my hand, Commander. With Dusha already climbed up, she reaches down in an attempt to pull me into the ventilation duct. Take her hand, just as she's about to pull me up, I feel someone violently dragging me down by the foot. I look down and see that it's Ulrid. Not intending to give up, Dusha tightens her grip and steps up her effort. It feels as if I'm about to be ripped apart by the force of two dolls pulling me in opposite directions.
ドゥシェイブヌイ大丈夫だ先に逃げてくれ
Dusha, it's fine. Let go of me. Take the laptop and leave.
ダメだ指揮官を悪霊に明け渡すなど
No, I will not allow the evil spirits to devour the commander.
聞いてくれこのままだと二人とも逃げられなくなる
Listen, they'll block off the exit at this rate. Then even you won't be able to escape either.
だから君だけでも抜け出してクルカイたちに助けを求めてくれ
I'm not telling you to abandon me. Go get reinforcements. Find Klukai and the others.
でも万が一指揮官が
What if you die?
このままだと本当に死ぬドゥシェイブヌイ命令だ早く行け
I'll die first from being torn apart at this rate. There's no time to argue. Go, Dusha. That's in order. I loosen my grip, signaling her to let go. Perhaps astounded by my resolve, Dusha only lets go after a moment of hesitation.
分かった指揮官次の満月の夜必ず騎士たちを率いて助けに来る
Understood. I should return with the knights to deliver thee on the next full moon, Commander. She disappears in the darkness of the ventilation duct, whereas I fall straight down. I hit the ground hard. Pain spreads across my back, but I made sure to protect my head to avoid worse injuries. Yet when I see Olred raising the hilt of her sword high above me, I know what's to come is somewhat avoidable. The next moment, my consciousness leaves my body and plunges into a boundless darkness. I am gonna restart and do a little bit of a system check because I don't like that the audio cues aren't playing. So just give me a second to restart the game and do a little bit of an integrity check. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. I think I can do an internal integrity check too, like when I launch the game. And that should help as well if I remember right. Alright. All validated. Launching the game again. I'll do an internal.
ロールズフロントライン2エクシリウム
Is that Lind? That doesn't sound like GLO. Meshti. Yes. Check integrity from the inside. I still find it funny they made us Springfield the live 2D model in the background.
Laser, guess what?
Yes.
Do you hear background noise when I'm talking?
No.
Let's see if you hear it when I go here.
What?
Let's see if it.
Here.
That is the speakers
Wait.
that is attached to the PC.
Like big PC?
Yep,
It works?
it works.
What did you do?
Nothing. I just turned the PC on.
Okay, good.
That's all I have to say. I just thought you should hear that. Yeah.
How's the internet speed on it?
It's going pretty good.
Ah.
Yeah.
You have no idea how
So it works.
terrified I was about the next time I go there and
You hear it?
yeah,
Do you hear it make a
I
noise?
hear a little bit,
Yep.
just very lightly, but yeah, I hear in the background a little bit. You have no idea
So that's
Ugh,
it works.
I was so terrified, especially because I was like, what if I go the next time and then throughout the entire time I were there, I still can't fix it? I'd
No,
feel
it works.
horrible. Okay.
It works.
Okay. I'm glad it works, because that also
It's
does.
It's still kind of iffy, but he's been really trying to help me with it. So that means that I can play all the games I've played.
Yeah.
I just thought I would tell you that was happening. because I turned on my game that I have to log into to not lose my house, and
Yeah.
I was like, I hear music. That's whatever. Okay, and then I was like, wait a minute, why am I hearing music? So yeah, there you go. It works. Which does mean I have Red Dead on it. I have Subnautica 2 on it. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So now we just need to plug in the other monitor so I can have everything set up. And
Yeah.
then we just need to, but everything gets working. We'll see. We'll tweak it when you get here, but it does work.
Okay.
Everybody give Blazer a round of applause. He did this. It's him.
I didn't do anything.
You totally did, and it works. And that's what matters. And I have a PC again. So now when you come up, we'll plug in the thing that lets me play the Switch games on the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you come up in June. Sound good?
Yeah.
And then I will give you the biggest hug for saving me. And also buy you whatever you want to eat, but
No.
that's a little bit less of a thing for you when you're allergic to everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, see ya.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought that would make your day.
Um, due to the reduction of stress, it has kind of uh, it has helped. Yes.
Yay!
I was gonna say it has kind
That's
of like not drained the energy, but I guess like relaxed me in a form where
Released
it
you, yeah.
feels like
Untensed you. Yeah.
yeah
Go
that
ahead.
it
I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
that it feels like it feels like I ran out of energy, but it's more like a unwind type thing.
Yeah, your adrenaline's gone.
Okay.
Okay, you can hang up.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
I really hope it maintains itself and continues to work properly. Especially because I know G has been wanting to stream a lot of things too, but hasn't been able to because of that. Oh, and tomorrow's Weibo Wednesday. Please, please, Yuyo, give us a different intro already. Even if it's the original one again, just please. I can't handle the upbeat music anymore. Give us a new intro with friggin' what's the song? Give us an intro with what I'm fighting for, or with Frontline, like one of those songs. There's so many good songs in the GFL. Oh wow, yeah, there's a lot of resources that we're missing. Please, please, no more, please. Release me. Release me. There we go.
Doors Front Line 2 Exilium
Okay, hopefully we're all good now. Why is this like this? What happened? Absorb luck. You can take people's luck. Are you winning? Okay. I gotta do this at some point. Hopefully everything works good now. The tomatoes! Look! We're in the farm! The tomatoes! I don't like the idea of active combat in a tomato field.
ご命令を逃げられるエンジン起動従ってくれ
どうってことないわ前進
Yes.
訓練の成果ねハンデをあげる
エンジン起動
前進
従ってくれ
What's that? Oh. Have I already passed the secret?
ご命令をさっさと倒れたらどうだエンジン起動
自由への出口にも敵が待ち受けているというのか
Oh, I think it's the one after this one. Curse it, the path to freedom is so fiercely kept. Hidden in tall grass, Dushev looks toward the thermal plant's exit, where numerous agricultural machines are currently patrolling. He must receive orders from quote-unquote Helen to prevent her from escaping.
これなら別の道を
Perhaps I should seek a different path. Oh, yep. Audio's back. As the Dushev ponders what to do, gunfire erupts. The agricultural machines are mowed down by incoming fire, and a group of dolls rushes in.
あれは大賢者殿
It's the Great Sage! Seeing familiar faces, Dushev jumps out of her hiding spot and runs toward them. Klukai and others instinctively raise their weapons but quickly recognize her.
ドシェブない
Dushev!
大賢者殿指揮官が
Great Sage, the commander...
大丈夫ゆっくりで
Hey, slow down.
ここは安全じゃないわ一旦場所を移すわよ
Hold on, the area is not secured. Let's move first. I think it's literally just the way they've been pronouncing it. Because uh according to several like people who are like native Russian, they said it is Dushavnaya. So it's like it is confusing. Okay. Countless pop-up windows appeared before Helen. Streams of data scroll rapidly across her irises. After rapidly registering and processing a mountain of data, she now has a clear understanding of the server's structure and its security system.
なるほど。この一点集中式の制御システムは昔の鉄血にそっくりですね。
I see. Eye pattern centralized control system. No wonder it felt so familiar.
攻略方法も簡単です。最上位の権限よ。
Won't be difficult to crack it either. Just need to get the one at the top of the food chain.
誰？
Who's there? Footsteps from behind her interrupt Helen's train of thought. Takes a defensive posture, but is surprised when she meets her visitor in the eyes.
あなた。
You?
違う。あなたが今ここにいるはずがありません。
No, you're not supposed to be inside the server right now.
あなたがここにいるのなら、私の素体の中にいるのは。
If you're here, then who's occupying my body? The figure doesn't respond. She steps closer. Looking at the data Helen has pulled up with her head tilted, completely unconcerned by Helen's alerted stance.
すごいね。この短時間でここまで解析できるなんて。
Impressive. You managed to parse all this in such a short time.
クロちゃんが止められるのも時間の問題だね。
At this rate, stopping Nixie's grand plan is only a matter of time.
私の中にいるのはそのクロちゃんですか？
So the one who took over my body is called Nixie.
うん。私がそう呼んでるだけだけど。
Only I get to call her that.
ちなみに、もしクロちゃんを捕まえたらどうするつもり？
I was wondering, say if you people capture Nixie, what do you plan to do with it to her? After confirming the visitor does not intend to attack her, Helen lets down her guard.
どうすると聞かれましても、
What do we plan to do?
事情次第ですね。
Now it depends on the specifics.
あとは指揮官の状態次第といったところでしょうか。
And by the specifics, I mean the commander's condition.
無事ならまだしも、もし指揮官に何かあったら、ただでは済ませませんよ。
If the commander's safe and sound, we can talk this through. However, if the commander's hurt, then I don't think this will end very nicely.
何それ？怖い。
My expression suddenly became super scary.
本当にその指揮官のことを信頼しているんだね。
I see that you girls really do trust this commander.
指揮官は私たちの道しるべ。進むべき方向を示してくれる存在ですから。
The commanders are guiding light. Wherever he goes, we will always follow.
いいな。
So nice. The girl lowers her head with a soft chuckle, then looks back at Helen.
あなたなら私も信じていいと思う。ちょっと見せたいものがあるからついてきて。この後の役に立つかもしれないから。
I can't help but feel you're trustworthy. How about coming with me? I can show you more. Things that might help you win this battle.
残念ですが、
Win?
私はもう十分すぎるほどの情報を得ました。
Sorry, but I've already won.
今は必要なくても今後のために知っておいた方がいいこともあるから。
This battle goes far beyond the servers in level 2. More knowledge is never a bad thing, you know? It will only have a more profound and positive impact on the future. With that, the doll extends her hand toward Helen.
まずはクロちゃんのことについて教えてあげる。
Come on, let me show you some of Nixie's secrets first.
そうだ。私のことはパエトゥーサでいいよ。
Oh, by the way, you can call me Fetuja.
404を敵に回したのが運の尽きよ。
I think that's at 1.1-7, right? Oh. Faint itch runs across my neck, like something soft, silky rushing against it from time to time. Burst open my eyes. A pair of cold irises carrying a trace of mockery meets me.
ようやく起きた
Look who's awake. It's that doll with hallmarks of Sanguis Fairy. Leaning over me, her long black hair was what was brushing against my neck. Closed eyes during hibernation gave her the illusion of being a harmless doll. But now that they're open and staring down my soul, it's really hard to miss the burning hatred in them. I try to move, only to realize my limbs are tightly bound.
逃げようったって無駄よ
Don't even bother. You're not getting away.
別に逃げるつもりはないが、ちょっと近すぎないか。
Wasn't planning to anyway. Just, that you think you're a little too close.
私はただ観察してただけよ
Just
こん
want,
な人間の一体何が特別なのか
I just wanted to see what makes humans so special.
それで何か分かったか。
The conclusion?
欺瞞のための顔何かを企んでる眼差し人を惑わす声
A suit of meat made to deceive, eyes made to scheme, voice made to manipulate. Fingertip slides from my eye socket down to my throat, then stops over my chest.
そして汚れ切った心
And a heart utterly defiled. The Sanguis doll shakes her head, her hair swaying again.
あんたは私たちの見てきた愚かで自己中な人間たちと何も変わらない
You're no different than those foolish, selfish humans we've met along the way.
どうしてこんな奴が気になるのかわからないわ
I don't understand why she cares so much about you.
私たち。
She?
あんたは知らなくてもいいわ
It's
ど
none
う
of
で
your
もいいことだから
it's none of your business.
大事なのはあんたがグリフィンの指揮官であること
Between us lies resentment that's even more deep-seated. Don't tell me you've forgotten, Griffin's commander. This is music from the first game.
グリフィンの指揮官か。懐かしい呼び方だ。
Griffin's commander. Now that's a nostalgic title.
私のことを知っているのか。
So you do recognize me.
鉄血とグリフィンは敵同士あんたのことを知らない鉄血なんていないわ
Of course I do. For all those years we fought, your name has always been on our high priority target list.
もう全部昔のことだ。それに、もし君が鉄血の一員なら、その後何が起きたのかも知っているだろう。
It's fine, dude. I know what you mean. That was ages ago. If you really were part of Sanguis Ferry, then you should know what happened at the end.
確かに敵同士だったが、最終的には協力し合うようになった。
We were at each other's throats for years, yes, but we eventually reconciled and even helped each other out.
協力し合う
Reconciled. Helped out.
幻覚でも見てたんじゃないの
It's all your imagination, isn't it? Places a hand on my throat and slowly tightens her grip.
哀れな人間
How pathetic. This human's even started hallucinating.
どんな方法でエリザ様を亡き者にして上位の狩猟たちを屈服させたのか知らないけど私はあんたのことなんか信じない
Oh jeez, she is like the one Japanese soldier who kept fighting World War II like 17 years later. I don't know what you did to Mastermind or how you made those so-called ringleaders bow down to Griffin, but your trickery will never fool me.
復讐してやる
And I will make you pay for what you've done. Her fingers suddenly clenched down, choking out my throat.
待て、
Wait just a second. So our scorn toward me stems from Elisa's disappearance. I shake my head, trying to ease the pressure, but Adele's grip is firm like industrial claws.
気持ちはわかるがエリザの件は私のせいじゃない
I understand how you feel. Losing someone you admire is hard to deal with, but still Elisa's fate was not my doing.
あの時彼女は自分の意志で彼岸スペースに向かった強いて言うなら彼女が君たちを捨てたんだ
That explains why she was missing from the node. That explains a lot. I don't actually remember that. Is she the one who spoke to people whose voice we didn't recognize? I don't think so. It could be, but I don't think... I don't think so. It didn't sound like her. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't think it sounded like her though. Though I'm not 100% sure. Back then, she chose to head to Nirvana herself. If anything, she's the one who abandoned you. For a moment, the girl freezes. The pressure in my throat loosens as I gasp for air.
嘘。何が彼岸スペースよ。今さら私を騙せるとでも思ってるの？
Lies again. What Nirvana? Do you take me for some toaster fresh off the production line?
この数年間、私はあいつと一緒にいろんな人間を見てきた。私たちに騙して利用して使い捨てる人間ばかりだった。あんたもそんな人間たちと同じ顔をしている。
In all these years I've been with her, we've seen plenty of humans just like you. People who exploited us, people who used us, people who saw us as stepping stones. We've seen it all. Every single one of them had a face just like yours.
一見いい人っぽい。そんな顔よ。
Kind, charming, and perfectly hiding their cruelty behind their skin. I don't think this one was necessary.
私は知ってる。人間はそうやって自分を偽って私たちを騙すの。
I learned the lesson a long time ago. Disguises and lies are humans' best friends.
君が今までどんな経験をしてきたかはわからないが
Sorry for what you've been through. No wonder you can't trust me. I really wish to get out of this situation ASAP, but somehow the animosity and fear in her voice have moved me. Perhaps before coming up with excuses for myself, I should try comforting her. Because what I'm seeing in her is a child covered in thorns, steeped in the world's malice far too long.
人間に対して失望しているというのなら私も同じだ
Those unpleasant experiences you went through, that made you lose faith in humanity, I get that. The girl freezes, then shakes her head with a frown.
いや、あんたにわかるはずがない。
Like you don't. Although thus far, she has voiced nothing but rejection and denial, she has clearly been thinking about what I said. She is not completely stubborn, otherwise she wouldn't have hesitated at all. Perhaps all she needs is to be reassured, to be understood, or simply to vent out all her pent-up anger. That might just be my chance to stall for time or even turn things around.
私も嫌な人間をたくさん見てきた
I love Sweeper as much. She feels a lot like Rad. Enjoy your emotions, Blazer.
I do because I've met plenty of them as well. Humans as you've described.
私を騙して利用して捨て駒扱いした人間がたくさんいた。
They all claimed it was for me, for us, or for the greater good, only to use me to their own benefit and extract more value out of me. Fragments of the past flashed through my mind. While the passion and conviction that belong to those memories have long faded, they stand clear, unwavering, reminding me of those sentiments that I ought not to forget. Pain.
でもいい人もいた。
But I've also met those who genuinely care about me.
人間だけじゃない、いい人形もたくさんいた。
Not just humans, but dolls too.
正直この世界は最悪だとずっと思ってきた。でもそんないい人たちのことを見ると、せめて彼らには少しでもいい世界で生きていてほしいと思ってしまう。
I used to think this world was utterly hopeless. Yet whenever I'm reminded of them, I find the strength and courage to keep moving forward. At the very least, I want them to live in a better tomorrow.
そんなざれ言。
Look at those empty words. The girl's hand moves to her waist side. Blinding glare. She draws her sharp blade and raises it high, its edge cast right at me.
全部本当のことなんだ。
I truly believe what I just said.
だから何？私はあんたじゃない。あんたの気持ちなんか知ったことじゃないわ。
So what? That doesn't make us any less different. I don't care what you believe in.
口ではそんなこと言っても何か企んでるんでしょ。
That doesn't prove you have no ambitions to take over the doll community.
確かにそうだ。でもそれはこの人形コミュニティを自分のものにすることじゃない。お互い助け合い、尊重し合って共に生きていく。
I do have ambitions, but it's never been about taking the doll community for myself. Instead, it's about mutual respect, support, and growth.
そんな企みさ。
If you insist on calling that a devious ambition, then go ahead.
それに君も似たようなことを考えているんじゃないか。
But I believe that you and I, we do share the same sentiment.
似たようなこと？
We do.
君がその気ならとっくに私を殺している。
If not, then why is my head still attached to my neck? I look at the blade. Its trembling motion betrays its wielder's conviction. She closes her eyes as if trying to shut down my words with silent contempt. She must have realized that anything she reveals now about her thoughts will only give me more to analyze.
あんたを殺したらあいつが悲しむ。
Because if I really kill you, she'll be sad. And her.
人間の飼い犬だけど、この数年間は一緒に生きてきたし、もしあいつがいなかったら、私も他の鉄血人形と同じように。
She may be a human lapdog, but we've been each other's other half for so many years. If it weren't for her, I'd be lost to time by now. Just like all the other Sangvis dolls. She haphazardly shifts the focus to someone not present, as if trying to distract me from her real thoughts. But even so, I can tell just how important that person is to her. Maybe it's not all to conceal her emotions. Maybe that person really is her weakness, someone she deeply cares about.
とにかく、私はあいつが嫌がるようなことはしない。
I do not want to turn her against me, so I suppose I could spare your life.
優しいんだな、スイーパー。
You're kinder than you think, Sweeper.
それともクロちゃんと呼んだ方がいいかな。
Or should I call you Nixie?
黙れ。あんたなんかが口にしていい名前じゃない。
Why'd you have to say that last part? Why'd you have to say that last part? You saw specifically that the notes and the logs said Sweeper's note. If it was fine to call her Nixie, do you think she wouldn't just refer to herself as such? Shut up, that's not a name you get to use. The blade plunges into the repair station behind me, mere centimeters away from my neck. I'm met with Sweeper's furious gaze.
詩を読んだの。
You read our logs.
落ち着け。
Hey, calm down.
私は冷静よ。
I don't need you to tell me that. I am calm.
分かった。今すぐその下を切り落としてやる。どうせまた私たちを惑わすようなことを。
I know. Let's just slice your tongue off. That way you won't be able to spread lies that could manipulate Fituja. She pulls at the blade and reaches for my mouth with her other hand, trying to pry it open. And at the same time, the room's door is blown open by heavy firepower. Familiar silhouettes emerge from the dust and smoke.
指揮官。
It's Helen! My dolls rush in with weapons drawn, with even Helen among them. Moment of eye contact is enough for me to know she's back to normal. So I was right about the eyes. The eyes are more blue than gray. They were gray when she was under control. I should have paid attention earlier when she showed up in the little thing with Fituja. Kuka, on the other hand, erupts into fury as she gets a clear view of the scene.
指揮官から離れなさい。
Get off the commander now.
邪魔が入った。
Oh. You immediately move forward. How do you have these TVs? Those things are beyond ancient even today! Why are there still so many? If we don't clear them all, I don't think we can get in. I wish I could knock off soon. Yes, pre-World War III. But today, in 2026, it is so difficult to find these things anymore. By the time of pre-World War III, it was the 2030 somethings. How'd she even get her hands on them in the first place to collect them? Why are there so many enemies? They're all like the... Okay, there's no Fituja. There's no Fituja. There's no Fituja. Okay, we're good. We can just rock it. Guessing... Oh, well, Fituja. But you know what I mean. There's no sweeper. I'm assuming will happen on the next one. This looks like 1-8. It probably is. I can look around and see if I see anything on my own. Because usually it's something you can tell. Usually. This. It's gotta be this. I gotta go back and get the other one too. Other one's easier. That's good then.
了解。
There we go.
前進。
従ってくれ。
どうってことないわ。
今だ。
It's gonna take a little bit because of how far they are.
前進。
ご命令を。逃げられる。エンジン起動。さっさと倒れたらどうだ。エンジン起動。
前進。訓練の成果ね。続け。
従ってくれ。
There we go. The infected dolls and agricultural machines form Sweeper's defensive line, effectively slowing down the doll squad. Driving back the infected dolls has proven to be a challenging task, given that they're all companions and friends of ours. Squad needs to minimize harm to their frames and avoid damaging critical components, which complicates Klukai and others' rescues effort. However, controlling so many dolls by herself through her hive mind undoubtedly takes its toll on Sweeper. I notice her trembling hand.
もう十分だろスイーパー。
It's time to give up, Sweeper.
この発電所を熟知していて先手を取ることができるのは君のアドバンテージだ。
Stealth and initiative were your strengths. You only had the upper hand when you could put your knowledge of the terrain and other abilities into use.
しかし今はもうそれがない。
The voice is so quiet. But look at the situation now. Shut up! Super yanks on the rope in a fit of rage and drags me to her side as a human shield.
指揮官を話しなさい。
Let go of the commander and I might consider leaving your frame intact. You're in the middle of combat. Kluka has kept an eye on me, on my situation, and immediately noticed the Sweeper's intent to retreat. Super's eyes flash once again as more defense automatons flood into the room. Meanwhile, she drags me toward the exit.
私の邪魔はさせない。
No one can threaten me.
ウルリドたちとちゃんと話そう。
Let's talk this out with Orid, Sweeper.
ちゃんと話し合えば全部平和的に解決できる。
I really want to resolve this peacefully. I also want to help you come to terms with Senga's Fairy's ending.
必要ない。
No need.
話し合いなんてありえないわ。
Talk this out. Resolve peacefully.
この発電所はもともと私とあいつが見つけた。時間をかけて改造してきたのに、それが今になってウルリドたちと話し合うって。
Listen here. Jay and I were the first to ever discover this thermal plant. You're the ones who spent so much time and effort building it up. Now you want me to talk it out with Orid.
あの連中にそんな資格はない。人間にひどい目に遭わされてきたくせに、また人間と協力し合うとか言い出して、人形の恥さらしよ。
You think she deserves that? A doll once oppressed by humans but still chose to become their minion. She did a disgrace of a doll.
ウルリドたちのことはあまり好きじゃないようだな。
Sounds like you and Orid don't get along.
気に入らないのよ。何事も投票ってリーダーのくせに自分で決めようともしない。
I've had enough. I've had enough of her for a long time now. It's always votes, and more votes. Vote for this, vote for that. She doesn't have that determination to be a real leader.
そもそもあんなやつをリーダーにする方が悪いのよ。それでパエトゥーサもお互い助け合うみたいなことを言い出して。
If anything, she's completely unfit to even lead the doll community. Yet Vetuja wants to talk about mutual benefit.
最初はまだ良かったわ。私たちは人で、あいつらは知識が欲しかった。でも あんたみたいな人間が来るなんて聞いていない。
Sure, maybe she was right at the beginning. You provide them with the knowledge and methodology for the community's development, while they handled the physical execution. But then came the unaccounted variable. You, human.
人間なのはそんなにいけないか？
So my identity as a human is what broke the balance?
せっかく人形だけの場所ができたのに、なんでまた人間を入れて。
A dull haven, free from human control, finally achieved, and now I'm just supposed to hand it over to some meatbag?
助け合っているだけだ。
To be fair, it's a cooperation.
そんなのあんたが言っているだけ。どうせそのうち人形コミュニティを自分のものにするつもりでしょ。
You call it cooperation, but in truth, I don't believe for a second that you have no intention of taking this documentary for yourself.
そんなことはしない。
I really don't. We stand as equals.
白々しい。
Dang. Oh, I thought we got hit. I thought for a second we got hit, because I was going to be like, we've taken direct hits from T-Dolls before, but like, they don't end well. Super slams the wall right next to my ear.
人形は最初から人間が生み出した道具に過ぎない。
You think humans can really change their born prejudice that fundamentally dolls were created as tools?
あんたにそれを根本から変えることができるの？
Can others do that? Can you?
生活を便利にするための道具、敵を倒すための武器。人間にとって人形は所詮そんなものなのよ。
Whether to be at your beck and call or pointed at your enemies, dolls will never be seen as equals by you humans.
あんたみたいな変わり者もただ上から目線の施しを与えてるだけ。
Even if freaks like you exist, what you're doing is nothing more than looking down on us and handing out equality as a pity.
人形コミュニティとの助け合いも結局は自分のためなんでしょ。
Do you dare to say you have no ambition for the thermal plant, for the doll community? That your so-called cooperation is not ultimately for yourself? For myself? Her words make me recall the moments I've shared with my dolls. I've never seen them as tools, and I've tried to avoid such expressions, but she is right. Humans and dolls are different. Pretending that difference does not exist would only be dishonest of me. Maybe I need a different approach.
私は人形を道具だと思ったことは一度もない。
I've never treated dolls as tools. Do I know this theme?
みんな泣いたり笑ったり、自分の考えを持つ独立した存在だ。彼女たちのことを私は尊重したいと思っている。
To me, a doll who can laugh, argue, and think for herself as an independent individual whose thoughts deserve respect.
むしろ今人形のことを道具として扱っているのは君の方だ。
If anything, what you are doing is what's actually erasing their individuality and turning them into tools. What? She's completely dumbstruck.
彼女たちの自我を奪い、操り人形にして危険なことをさせる。それじゃあ、君の憎んでいる人間たちと何も変わらない。
Nah! Dang it, cat. Where'd you come from? They're fine. Infecting all the dolls in the community, erasing their sense of self, turning them into puppets for you to control, and making them carry out dangerous tasks. What you're doing is no different than those hypocritical humans you claim to despise.
私がそんなわけ。これには理由が。
No, how could I be the same as those humans? I have my reasons.
だって私はあんたを
Because I'm going to...
分かっている。
I understand.
かつての敵がやってきて少しでも味方を増やしたかったんだろう。
Faced with an enemy who once threatened your kind survival, you want more power and more comrades at your side.
だが君はちゃんと彼女たちの声を聞いたのか。
But did you ever consider their wishes?
鉄血の人形だった時君はやりたくもないようなことを命令でやらされたことはなかったのか。
During all those years serving under Sengvis Ferry, have you never been repulsed by the orders you were given, only for the system to force you to carry them out?
私は
Super hesitates, as if searching through her memory. I knew there must have been that, and and that is the opening I need.
鉄血は君にとって理想的な居場所だったのか。
Was Sengvis Ferry really that ideal haven you were looking for?
ケツの何が悪いっていうの。
What's so wrong with Sengvis Ferry?
規律を重んじ効率的で全員人形で人間のように感情的にならない。
Entirely composed of efficient, united, disciplined dolls. No unpredictable human emotions, no indecisive opportunism.
パエトゥーサの日誌を読んだ時
You know, I've read Fatuja's logs.
ある日付以降日誌の内容が急に多くなってきた。少しくどいぐらいにな。でも君はそれを全部確認してちゃんとコメントを残したのだろう。
The entries were long-winded, verbose even, yet you still read through every single one carefully and even left thoughtful comments.
暇だったからよ。
So what? I was bored.
パエトゥーサのことが好きなんじゃないか。
I can tell you care deeply about Fatuja.
意見が食い違う時もあるがそれでも彼女は君にとって大事な存在だ。
Even if your ideals differ, it doesn't diminish that bond between you.
鉄血を復興させられたとしても君たちの関係は変わるだろう。鉄血はそういう組織だった。
If
個
Sengvis
性なんかない。服従と効率が全てにおいて優先される。
If Sengvis Ferry truly comes back, there will no longer be a place for logs like that. The unity and efficiency you were so proud of are achieved through absolute obedience and the sacrifice of individuality.
君は彼女のことを捨ててでも戻りたいと思っているのか。
Back then you never had a choice. But are you really willing to give it all up now? The turmoil in Sweeper's eyes hints at an intense conflict boiling in her mind.
私は人形コミュニティと助け合うために来たと言ったが
You've been asking whether my actions were meant to further the doll community, or if it was all for myself.
確かにそれは独りよがりな言い方だったかもしれない。
If I say that it's entirely for the community, that would indeed be hypocritical of me.
私は自分のために彼女たちの力が欲しかった。だがそれは彼女たちの了承を得て向こうにもメリットを与えるという前提の上で成り立っている。今の君がやっていることと違って
Helping the community in Ulrit was partly for my own benefit. However, that self-interest is founded on the premise that no injustice will be done to them, unlike what you're doing.
私は
My
一方的な搾取は長く続かない。進み続けるために私たちは手を取り合うことを選んだ。
Besides, mindless oppression and exploitation will only breed hatred, and hatred leads to mutual destruction. If we want to head into the future, cooperation is the only way forward.
今までお互い大変な思いをしてきたからこそできた選択だ。
After all that we've been through, from her expression, I know I had got it right. The difference between Nixie's and Fatuja's views on what an ideal haven should be was a recurring topic in the logs. Combining that with Super's dissatisfaction with Ulrid, it became clear what she intends to do. To turn the doll community into the foundation for Sengvis Ferry's revival. Wait. Remember the logs also said Fatuja...
パエトゥーさん
Super startled by my sudden exclamation.
なんであいつの名前を呼ぶの？頭おかしいの？
What is wrong with you shouting her name like that?
パエトゥーサ
I'm certain it was in the logs.
もうずっと長い間人間の声を聞いていない。本物の人間の声は人形の機械で作られた声とは全然違う。もしそれが聞ければきっともっと元気が出る。
I haven't heard a real human in a very, very long time. Human voices are, by their nature, completely different from a dull synthetic one. That voice would undoubtedly inspire me, give me purpose. Regardless of the outcome, it's worth giving it a try.
黙れ！あいつはサーバーに閉じ込めておいたからいくら呼んでも。
Shut up. I've already locked her inside the server. There's no way she... Just as she's speaking, Sweeper's expression twists in disbelief as she clutches her face and collapses to her knees.
戻れ！戻れ！邪魔をするな！この時に。
Go back. Go back. Don't get in my way. Not now.
パエトゥーサだな。
Fetuza, is that you?
違う。
No. Sweeper's body gradually stills. I walk up to the kneeling doll and crouch down. If not for my hands still being tied, I would very much like to hold her shoulders.
指揮
The moment she lifts her head, I know for a fact that it's Fetusia. The hostility in her gaze has faded, replaced by a weathered gentleness.
耐えた。
At last, I've met you.
君は大丈夫なのか？
How long can you keep this up?
時間がない。私のメンタルはまだメインサーバーに閉じ込められていて、この素体には少しの間しかアクセスできない。指揮官、あなたの仲間のヘレンさんは本当にすごい人で、ずっと私を助けてくれて。
Not for long. My neural cloud is locked inside the server of the central control room. Only fragments of my consciousness remain within this body. Commander, that Miss Helen of yours is truly remarkable. She's been helping me this whole time.
パエトゥーサ、君たちの残した日誌を読ませてもらった。私は君たちの考えに賛同しているし、君たちの理想と今までの努力を尊重する。
Listen, Fetusia. I've read your logs. I'm on board with most of your ideas for an ideal haven, and I admire the effort you've put into realizing it. You're exactly the kind of partner I need.
私も指揮官のような人が来るのをずっと待ってた。
Me too. Been waiting for you, Commander. Waiting for someone to be my guide.
正直、私は君が思っているほど大それた人間じゃないけど。
Rather than a guide, I'd rather be... Fetusia's expression twists in pain. It is now clear that the two are fighting over control of the body.
指揮官、古いパソコンを拾っているよね。
Commander, didn't you find that old laptop?
やめろ！
Shut up!
この素体をそのパソコンとつなげば、私たちをパソコンの方に移すことが。
Connect this frame to it and you can transfer a consciousness into it.
私は今までずっと。
Even after all this time, I still haven't... Suddenly, darkness overwhelms the light. Sweeper clutches her face and slowly rises to her feet. I instinctively step back, trying to distance myself from the danger, but she keeps inching closer.
やっぱり舌を切り落としてやるべきだった。殺しておくべきだった。パエトゥーサが悲しんでも。
I should have sliced your tongue off. No, I'm going to kill you. And if that'll make her upset, I can't let you... Before she can finish, multiple footsteps come from behind her.
指揮官から離れなさい。
Get away from the commander now. She returns and sees the Dull Squad encircling her.
あんたたちも人間の飼い犬なの。
Did you and Grafe become my dog into their base layers as well?
何言ってるの？私たちは
Nonsense, we made our own choice to follow the commander. That's baseless slander.
ビオカ、オタクはいいわ。
Don't waste your time, Bioka.
鉄血がどんな風にやられたのか思い出させてあげる。
It's just a reminder how we wiped out Sengo's Ferry in the first place.
戦場は片付いた。
Actually, Klukai, technically it wasn't us alone. Technically the KCCO was involved before we got betrayed by the KCCO and they stole Elisa. Okay. Alright, so now is the... Oh, I meant to click continue. Now is when you want me to use Vituja, right? I'll use your Vituja. Yeah, this is the last one. Okay. Yep, there she is. Dang, what a description. My ideal future will definitely have you in it. Oh. Stop struggling, stop resisting, just let me handle it. Stop getting in my way. No way. Can't just sit back and watch you do the wrong thing. Alright, so... Where is my... Okay, there. Where is she? Oh, she's all the way over there. Alright, it's probably fine to do this. But then we'll get rid of you. Grab you. Okay, dang. But do you ever fully? Do you have all 6 of her, or I can't tell from I don't think there's a way for me to check. Anyway, I don't know how to use her properly. I will say that. There. We got rid of like majority of the random scrap. Two, then 3, then 4. Okay. Is there any good position to head? No. Oh wait. Yeah.
Engine 起動。
前進。どうってことないわ。
Or 2 is Krillix 4, yeah. Oh no, 75 damage.
ご命令を。
Whatever shall I do? Perish.
エンジン起動。早く命令しなさい。
I guess I'm using her too again. Oh. Oh, I got an extra command from that.
ゴミが早く命令しなさい。
Oh.
クロちゃんを怒らせたね。
Sweeper collapses to the ground, but it's clear that Klokai and the others did hold back. After all, this was never a fight that needed to happen. Nitara unties me, over my shoulders, and walk toward Sweeper.
指揮官、
Klokai intends to stop me, but I shake my head and gesture to her that it's fine.
謝るつもりはない。
I'm not going to apologize to you.
全部誤解から始まったことだが、君も君でいろいろやった。お互い様だ。
This whole situation started from a misunderstanding. But you acted on your own plans and motivations. On that, we don't owe you anything.
好きにするといいわ。どうせパエトゥーサから私を消す方法を聞いたんでしょ。あの古いパソコンを使えば。
I live by the sword and die by the sword. Just kill me. Vituja already told you how to get rid of me, with that old laptop.
パエトゥーサか。
Is that you, Vituja? The shift in expression makes it easy to tell which one of the two is in control of the body at the moment.
あの古いパソコンは私の最初の素体だから。
I didn't get the chance to explain earlier, but that old laptop is my original body.
この数年間、私は自分を何回も改造してきたけど、この機能だけは変えていない。あのパソコンとつながれば、私たちは強制的にその中に戻るようになっているの。他の感染した人形たちはヘレンさんに任せれば大丈夫だと思う。まだ感染してそんなに時間が経ってないから、ちゃんと元に戻るはず。
Over the years, I've modified myself extensively, but our base code can still be confined within that laptop as long as I reconnect to it. As for all the other dolls infected by Nixie, Miss Helen can help decouple the corrupted data. The merge happened not long ago. We still have time to reverse the effect.
そういうの、私がいなくなってからにしてくれない。
Can't you wait until I'm dead before explaining all that?
どうせ私なんかじゃエリザ様のようにはいかないし、人形をいくら操ったところで鉄血を復興させるなんてできないし。
You're right. Saying this fairy is no more. Trying to restore it on my own is just wishful thinking. Mastermind is gone anyway. Even with this many infected dolls, I still can't amount to a fraction of what she's achieved.
クロちゃん、ちゃんと聞いて。
Nixie, let me finish.
私たちがあのパソコンの中に戻った後、ここの権限はヘレンさんに任せるつもりなの。
Once we've been contained, I'll transfer the administrator rights of the central control room to Miss Helen.
あの時、ヘレンさんがサーバーの中に閉じ込められたのはわざとだった。簡単に逃げ出せたのに、わざと残って事件を解決する方法を探していた。そんな彼女たちだったら、きっとこの発電所と遺伝子データベースを維持してくれると思う。
Turns out, getting herself locked inside the central server by Nixie was entirely intentional. With her cyber warfare capabilities, she could have easily broken out at any moment. Yet she chose to stay and investigate the source of the crisis. That act demands a lot of foresight. She is loyal to the commander and is certainly capable of keeping the thermal plant and the genetic database operational.
あなたのようにできるとは思いません。それに、私は指揮官についていくと決めています。
I don't think I can do a better job at administering this place than you. Besides, my place is with the commander.
てかちょっと待って。私たちがあのパソコンの中に戻った後って何？
Wait, what do you mean once we've been contained? You want to be locked inside that old laptop with me?
あんたも一緒？
You crazy?
バカなの？
そうだよ。
No.
今度は何なの？どういう嫌がらせ？
What are you even doing? You're just giving away everything we had and now you're acting all nice.
わけがわからない。
Just don't get you at times.
ヘレンさんとやらに頼んで、私とアントを分離させればいいじゃん。私だけを消せばいいじゃん。
You could have just asked that Miss Helen or whatever to separate our consciousness and leave me to die alone.
クロちゃん、確かにね。私は人間のことを最優先するようにできている。今でも人間と人形が共存できる理想の世界を実現したいし、指揮官ならきっとそれができるとも思っている。そのために力を尽くせるのなら幸せだと感じている。
Nixie, my base layer has always been to prioritize humanity's interests. That has never and will never change. I want to leave the commander with the best possible outcome, as I believe he is someone who can carry out our dream of an ideal haven. That was the mission I was given since my birth. If I can help in fulfilling it, I'll feel truly happy.
人間の飼い犬なのは完全にその通り。でもそれはもう変わらないことなの。あなたも自分を曲げたりしないでしょ？
Call me a slave without freedom or humanity's lapdog, but that's just how things are. You cannot change who I am, just like how I can't change who you are.
それでもあなたはずっと私と一緒にいてくれた。クロちゃんだからこそ私はずっと一緒にいたいと思っている。たとえそれが古いパソコンの中でも。
But as you said, we've spent so many long and difficult days being each other's other half. So whether it's in a dull frame or in an old laptop, I don't want to be separated from you. Wait till she pauses.
それに私たちのメンタルはもうほとんど一つになっている。あなたも私もお互いに影響されていると思うんだ。
Honestly, our neural clouds have been fused for so long, even if we try to separate them, the result won't be clean. Parts of me have already been permanently changed by you.
だからあなたは最後まで指揮官を殺そうとしなかった。
I'm sure that goes for you too. Otherwise, you wouldn't have just threatened the commander, you would have already killed him. Sweeper doesn't respond.
スイーパー、私に対していろいろと思うところがあるのは分かっている。昔のこととはいえ、お互い敵同士だったからな。
Super. I know you hold deep prejudice against me. That's understandable, since we've been on different sides all this time.
だから綺麗事は言わない。
I know simply denying what you claim of me won't convince you.
エリザの件で、君は私に敵意を持って当然だし、私の言うことが本当なのかどうかを判断できるほどの付き合いもない。
For one, it's in your nature to see me as an enemy due to Elisa's misunderstanding. We've never spent time together either, so you can't know whether I'm sincere or just putting up a facade.
誰があんたなんかと。
Who the hell wants to spend time with you? Do we need to go down the list?
無理に一緒にいようだなんて言わないさ。
Of course, I'm not forcing you.
私はあくまでも人形コミュニティと君たちに助け合いを提案しただけだ。この発電所はもともと君たちが発見して、君たちの努力で多くの人形の居場所となった。
I want to cooperate with the doll community, with Allred, and with all of you. Of course, it'll always be voluntary. I did not overlook the fact that you were the first to settle this thermal plant, nor that your effort was what turned it into a sanctuary for dolls.
それに比べて私はただの通りすがりだ。
At the end of the day, to the doll community, I'm just a passerby.
助け合いの提案も半分は自分のためだが、半分は君たちにもメリットがあると思ったからなんだ。
I'm interested in cooperation because I believe it can open the doll community to a brighter future, while also benefiting me in the process.
私は君たちと同じように長い間汚染エリアの中を放浪してきた。 いろんなことがあって、結局自分の理想を叶えるためには自分で頑張るしかないと気づいた。
I've wandered the contamination zones as much as you two did. After everything I've been through, one thing was clear to me. I want to take my fate into my own hands. If my dreams are at odds with others, then I'll create a place where they can exist.
そして今回の件で君たちの理想は私の理想と相当近いと感じた。だから手を取り合った方がいいと思った。
In the sense of creating our own ideal haven, I think we're on the same wavelength.
それでも困るというのなら私もここで引き下がる。
But if disagreements arise, or if my presence makes things too difficult for you, I'll step away. Simple as that. Sleeper remains silent. It's unclear whether she's resisting or still processing what I said.
クロちゃん、ちょっとだけ信じてみてもいいんじゃないかな。
Nixie, why not try placing a little trust?
指揮官のことじゃなくて私のことを。
Not in the commander, but in me.
この選択がどんな未来を迎えるのか一緒に見届けよ。
Let's see what's waiting for us on a different path together, okay?
それともクロちゃんはやっぱりみんなの意志をねじ曲げてでも自分の理想を叶えたいの？そういうの少し時代遅れだと思うよ。
If building an ideal haven means bending other dolls to our will, rewriting their base layers, and turning them into nothing but glorified puppets, then I reckon that approach is already outdated.
少し一人にして。
Leave me alone for a bit. Beatrice freezes for a moment, then turns to me.
クロちゃん行っちゃった。
Nixie's left.
どこに？
Where did she go?
メインサーバー。機嫌が悪い時はそうやってサーバーの中に引きこもるの。
In the central server. Whenever she's upset, she moves part of herself there. Beatrice chuckles as if recalling something amusing.
考えてることはわかるけどね。メンタルがほぼ一つになってるから。
Though I can still
で
sense
もそっとしてあげるのも大事かなって。
Though I can still sense what she is doing, I'll pretend to give her some space.
指揮官、もう少し私たちに時間をちょうだい。
Commander, please give us some time.
クロちゃんは頭いいからちゃんと理解してくれると思う。
Nixie's smart. She'll figure out what she really wants.
スイーパーは
Sweeper really is. Owen speaks up from the side.
鉄血の中でも少し特殊な人形です。
When I
先ほ
was
どパイトゥーサさんに資料を見せてもらいました。
in the central server, I reviewed Sweeper's logs with Beatrice.
彼女は試作人形で、鉄血内での権限はそんなに高くありませんが、独立思考を許されています。
Her place in Sangus Ferry was unique. She was an experimental doll, and despite being at a lower rank in their hive mind, she retained the capability for independent thinking.
試作型ゆえ、戦場に出たこともありませんし、人を殺めたこともありません。
Because of her status as an experimental unit, she rarely saw combat and likely never killed anyone.
彼女はもともと鉄血とは相入れない存在なのかもしれませんね。それを彼女自身がいつの間にか忘れていた。
Maybe she was never a good fit for Sangus Ferry to begin with, but the constant conditioning made her overlook that. What part? This? Like, her being experimental, or...?
クロちゃんはいい子だよ。
See? Told you Nixie's a good girl.
ずっと人間が嫌いって言ってるけど悪いことは何もしていない。
Well, she keeps saying that she hates humans. She's never done anything inexcusable. Or is that the likely never killed anyone part? But she keeps saying that she hates humans. She's never done anything inexcusable.
それは確かにいい子ですね。
Definitely good girl material. Well, I get what you mean. I do feel, though, it explains why she didn't just outright kill the commander. Because, like, for example, if she were any of, like, the hardened combat units, then she would have just killed us. There would have been no taking us hostage or anything. But I do see what you mean, though. Yeah, yeah. Because I think it was a little bit of both. Because that was her original reason, yeah. Because she didn't want Fetrucia to be sad. Though she did kind of seem fully willing to actually cut out her tongue. Because that was the thing that the others busted into, was her trying to pry open her mouth while holding the blade, trying to... Also, Commander. Helen winks at me.
実はさっき感染した人形たちを元に戻すために全員をセカンダリレベルに接続させたんです。
While I was helping decouple the infected doll's neural data, I moved all of them into layer 2.
そしたら指揮官の話があまりにも素晴らしかったので、つい音声をセカンダリレベルにつなげてしまいました。
Your speech earlier was so inspiring that I accidentally patched my audio input into level 2. Since when exactly?
理想の話のあたりから
Not sure. Probably around that part where you talked about your altruistic ambition.
でもこれで今まで指揮官を避けていた人形たちも少しは指揮官を受け入れてくれるんじゃないでしょうか。
Yeah, I get you, Gia. I see what you mean, yeah. I'm certain any doll who had doubts about you before has now been completely won over. I glanced at Helen's mischievous smile and shrugged helplessly. It'd be great if we could reach a successful agreement at this point.
次の目標を教えてください。
I don't think it was a case of, oh, she wouldn't have done it anyway. I think it was more a case of, don't be too hard on her because in the past she didn't do anything as bad as she could have. I think that's what they were trying to go for. Still dumb. I mean, I would argue she is true saying this very, considering she was still actively wanting to revive it all the way till now. You like that they're both AI? Yeah. A week has passed since the incident at the thermal plant. With Helen's help, the Dog community's firewall has been strengthened considerably. The Elmo's radiation shielding system has finally been repaired as well after mailing countless all-nighters, so I've moved back in. Having worked late into the night these past few days, I realized a lot of things are just easier to handle in the comfort of my own little office.
指揮官、ココアを入れましょうか。
Yes! Would you like some hot cocoa, Commander?
ありがとう。頼んだ。
Yeah, thanks. Why is that not an option in the cafe? Krista stands behind me and prepares the cocoa. She looks calm, but the frequent clinking of the tableware gives away her unease.
ヘレンから聞いているわ。
Helen already told me everything.
指揮官はこのまま人形コミュニティにいるつもりなの？
Do you still plan to continue working with the doll community, Commander?
仕方ない話だが、今は少しでも仲間が欲しい。
If we want to put our influence, we'll need allies. With the current status quo, going solo is irresponsible and reckless.
人形コミュニティが仲間になってくれるのなら、それに越したことはない。
The doll community's willingness to form a stable alliance with us is the best outcome I could have asked for.
だけど、やっぱりスイーパーの存在が不安要素よ。
However, Sweeper remains a highly unstable factor.
指揮官の安全を考えたら、そのリスクは取らない方が。
From a safety standpoint, I wouldn't recommend taking such a risk.
大丈夫。悪い子じゃない。
No, I said sweepy. As in like sleepy instead of... I'm being genuine. I actually said I was gonna say sweepy instead of sweeper. Because... I don't know why I read it as like... And like the immediate thought in my head as I was saying it was, wait, this isn't Mechdi. It's fine, Groza. She's not a bad girl.
いい匂いだ。
The hot cocoa smells great.
もう少し待って。
Please wait a moment. To the sound of packaging being torn open, Groza sets the cup in front of me. A few marshmallows lazily float about on top of the rich cocoa.
贅沢だな。
Life really is getting better, huh? How do we have marshmallow? Pick up the spoon, press the marshmallows down, and watch them slowly melt into the drink.
スイーパーの件はほとんど誤解だ。
What happened between Sweeper and me was mostly a misunderstanding. Who melts the marshmallows? Okay, so my problem with putting marshmallows in hot cocoa is that I never know when to put them because every time I've tried putting marshmallows in hot cocoa, they melt instantly. What happened between Sweeper and me was mostly a misunderstanding.
時間と証拠さえあれば、そのうち誤解も解かれる。パエトゥーサもいるし。
Well, he doesn't have time, okay? He doesn't have time to drink them solid and chew. He's a busy commander. If we give her more time and more proof, she'll come around. Besides, there's also Fetusha.
多分、彼女自身も気づいていないのだろう。自分がパエトゥーサによって変えられていることを。
Yeah, so he doesn't have time to put off sleeping. Also this. This, I think, is a big point. I think if it would have been a while earlier, like if we would have popped in a few years earlier, high chance that Sweeper would not have hesitated anywhere near as much. I think the main reason, the true reason, is Fetusha's influence that led to Sweeper being who she is, right? What do you mean spray bot? She probably didn't even realize it, but after all these years, Fetusha's had a huge influence on her.
証拠というのは
What kind of proof is there?
鉄血がグリフィンに合流した後の記録のことだ。
No records of those Sanguis dolls who joined up with Griffin decade ago. Hello? Excuse me? Excuse me?
偽物だと言われるかもしれないが、ないよりはマシか。後でつてに頼んでヘリアンさんに連絡してみる。
Could she just send some over? But she might still consider those fake, it's better than nothing. Ask someone to help me get them from Hellion soon.
それすら難しい現状だと思うけど。
Contacting Griffin right now would be no easy task.
しょうがない。指名手配犯だからな。そこもなんとかしないと。
Yeah, I'm a wanted fugitive after all. I don't want to drag Griffin through the mud either. I have to think of a clever method. The Ops Room comms channel rings up. I check the caller's ID.
うるりと。
Alright.
とりあえず明日やるべきことはこれで決まりそうだ。
Looks like whether the Elmo stays around or keeps wandering the yellow zone, starting tomorrow, will depend on this call. I smile at Groza, then accept the call. Hey, Commander. Or looks to be in good spirits.
大丈夫そうか？特にバイトゥーサのこととか。
How have things been? How's the dog community taking Betuje's existence?
それは正直スイーパーのやったことで少し面倒なことになっている。さすがに反感を抱いている人形の方が多い。
Well, frankly speaking, it's a little tricky. After all, Sweeper's actions were hard to reconcile with, so a good portion of dolls are uncomfortable with her presence. Okay. They are voted best units who stayed behind because they stayed behind. As in, they specifically stayed with Griffin. That was the choice. Meanwhile, Dushev and Helen's choice... No, Dushev and Helen's choice was specifically to let Griffin decide where they go after they do the aptitude tests. Which then sent them on to be part of the new PMC thing with Maggie Security. Probably, considering she has to deal with the eccentricness of Frostfall Squad. Let's see. We've got QJ, Fire, Lind, Corrosion, Cheetah, Fire, Tolo, Hydro. Nope, not a single one. Unless there's a fifth member I don't know about. Or frankly speaking, it's a little tricky. After all, Sweeper's actions were hard to reconcile with, so a good portion of dolls are uncomfortable with her presence.
結局対立は激化したということか。
Sounds like the tension within the community has escalated.
スイーパーがまた同じことをしないという保証がないからな。私もリーダーとして事態を抑えられなかった。
The main concern is whether Sweeper will be out to take control of them again. That's not something I can guarantee. And on top, the fact that I didn't handle things to the best of my abilities this time either. As she goes on, Ulrid starts to look a little dejected. That's when I notice she has a small... rubber pig in her hand. Yes, she's squeaking it. That is what that noise is. Maybe the pressure's getting to her.
だがヘレンのおかげであの時指揮官とスイーパーの会話はみんなにもちゃんと届いた。ほとんどの人形はスイーパーの能力を恐れているが
She's still doing it.
ハエトゥーサとスイーパーは必要と思っている人形も多い。
But thanks to Miss Helen broadcasting your conversation with Sweeper at the end, despite still being reluctant about the latter's abilities, most dolls do acknowledge that Fetusha and Sweeper are important for our future.
ハエトゥーサはずっと自分たち二人だけでは限界があると思っていたからな。
That lines up with what Fetusha's thinking. She also believes that the thermal plant can't be sustained with just the two of them.
当面の解決策としては彼女たちのいるサーバールームと他の場所を隔離することになっている。ヘレンにもファイアウォールのアップデートに協力してもらっている。
So our solution for now is to quarantine them in their main domain, the central control room, separate from the rest of the plant. Miss Helen also helped upgrade the firewall.
あとは時間に任せるしかない。
There's no better way to go about this other than gradually resolving our differences. Ah, I see what you mean.
そういうものだ。気長に待とう。
She's still squeezing that pig. Rifts between individuals aren't easy to cross. Exactly.
それからいい知らせだが、大多数の人形が指揮官を歓迎したいと思うようになった。
There's also good news. Most of the dolls are now willing to work with you, Commander.
みんな指揮官の理想に共感できたみたいだ。
They all felt your ambition and your goodwill. Your goodwill. Lord quits squeezing her over pig and gives me a wink. Oh, she stopped. Okay, she's okay now.
じゃあ前回の話の続きをしてもいいか？
Alright then, shall we continue discussing our plan for the future?
もちろん。
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'll go over more and more details with Thorrid to the call as the conversation keeps picking up momentum. I only realize how late it's gotten after Groza reminds me that the sky outside has turned dark. I end the call after setting a time to meet in person. A fresh cup of hot cocoa has been placed beside me. I take a sip. Its flavor is rich and smooth, all the more comforting. When was the last time I felt this sense of security? Can't even remember. Now there's no need to rush to depart again. Huh? 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 The sound of high heels striking the floor echoes from outside the room. The sharp out-of-place sound interrupts the man staring intently at the screen, though he seems to be in a good mood judging by the satisfied look on his face. Lacer's finally taken action. Compared to what he's been through before, this is nothing more than a footnote, but that familiar commander's return is most definitely something to look forward to. The visitor walks up to him and quietly awaits for his orders. Fortunately, after a patient wait, she finally receives the answer she's been hoping for. After bidding farewell, she turns to leave. Only after fully stepping out of the room does she reveal a satisfied smile. Then she lightly places her fingers to her lip. No! I got cut off! I didn't see what you did! What did you do? Hold on. Let me look it up. GFL2 Antiparallel Part 2. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, they didn't lock. Okay, hold on, hold on. They didn't lock her in. They said they were just temporarily quarantined while they get over their differences. No. Because that's okay. There's a difference between locking someone up and just temporary quarantine. Alright, so what it said was, then she lightly presses her fingers to her lips and gently prints a kiss on the photo of the commander in the file. What are you, a PR team? Oh my. I'm gonna be surprised. I'm trying to find something. Uh, where is it? Yeah, beat the story. Oh, thank you. It's all right. Uh, wait, you never noticed the crab has eyes? What? Of course it has eyes. It's a crab. There is some things I kind of want to read because they look hilarious and they're related to Betuja. But I don't know how to access them or if it's something that relates to like, oh, I would have to
指示了解
yeah, sure. Here, I'll give you extra money, Ju. Yes, you do. I don't know how to access this, but I think it's through, I don't know. Yeah, I could just do it again, right?
どうってことないわ
Boop, boop. And then just click on her again and just do it again. What? It doesn't go all the way through? What is this? It should be able to. Look at the range here. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It literally is because that one's there. What freaking.
了解
You know what? Whatever. Just nuke them.
来る撃前進作戦終了帰ろっか
What was that? Sure. I kind of do hope we get a short hair level again. Nuke.
Hey! どうってことないわはいはい
It says within 5 tiles. It's lying. Or does it mean you're or the 3? What? Her 4? Hold on. I mean, there's still one over here.
クロちゃんを怒らせたね
ご命令を
I was hoping I could do it.
さっさと倒れたらどう
作戦終了帰ろっか
Oh. Gotcha. Dang. Can't go that far. Oh wait, I could have just vectored this. Yeah, I see the rain. There we go. So out of everything that I've left to do, it's just these two things. The challenge mode, and that's about it. I don't trust the boxes, so I don't even know if I should even grab those. Can't afford those. I don't think that it helps. Sure, for the extra AoE. All of the AoE. How dare they survive?
了解
Perish.
前進そのまま消えて
次エンジン起動逃げられるエンジン起動さっさと倒れたらどうだ
くらえ指示は我慢我慢どうってことないわ
Nope, doesn't reach.
はいはいくらえ
エンジン起動さっさと倒れたらどうだ
指示はどうってことないわ
There we are.
はいはい
Uh-oh. Oh, there we
ち
go.
ゃんを怒らせたね404を敵に回したのが運のつ
Just in case, because I don't want to end up forgetting it on accident. Then we'll go look for whatever the thing we're looking for is.
くらえ指示は
ご命令を逃げられるエンジン起動さっさと倒れたらどうだ
指示は了解現実を知りなさい前進
Hmm.
砕け散れ前進そのまま消えて指示は我慢我慢くらえ
It's okay.
はいはい
I just... This should work, right?
ゴミが早く命令しなさい
Dang, it's still not enough. It's fine.
クロちゃんを怒らせたね
さっさと倒れたらどうだ
指示は訓練の成果ね現実を知りなさい前進私が強かったううん
Alrighty. So that's all of the stuff except for the like minigame things. Which I just do on my own. It's fine. There's about a week left, I think. I'm still so sore. Ow. My shoulders. Okay. Now, question is,
ここに
where the heck do I find that stuff? I do find it interesting how her whole outfit in here is also completely different from Packard? Oh. I don't remember, there's a whole, you know what, here. I'll do this for you, Jew. I'm really curious where that thing is. It might be in the memories. I always have an endless amount of these. I'm really curious if that's what these are. Hold on. Hmm. Oh, well, that's interesting. That's something I wouldn't have known regardless beforehand. Um, they don't show up here. Thought they did. Well, I'll just look into it some other time. I have a feeling I know who could be. Wow, I can't believe it took me this long to understand uh what Ferrari's name means. In so that's a guy who's really well known in the GFL community for being a really big like the really big source for the lore for the game, because he's gone through so much to compile and to explain so much about the game and the lore, where it takes place, what happened to certain locations in the world, that sort of thing. Um, because of that, for whatever reason, I never paid attention to his name. His username is YZS Ferrari. I just understood now. It literally means Yu Zhong's Ferrari. So it's so silly. But let me see if I can find the thing I'm looking for real quick. If I can't within like the next 30 seconds, I give up. Because I don't want to really spend that much time looking, you know? Because if I did, then that would take like a billion years, you know? It's been 30 seconds. Okay, fine. I mean, I could try those and see what happens. See if that's in there. Be more reading, sure, but... Yes, more collapse pieces. Oh wait, I can do these now. Trusting Nixie's in my wish to you. Dear Commander, it's been a while since I last contacted you. Strictly speaking, this letter was jointly written by Nixie and me. But you know how Nixie is, which is why I'm doing it on her behalf. Deeply sorry for the havoc Nixie caused in the dog community earlier and the trouble she caused everyone. Although everyone's accepted Nixie and me, I feel guilty about the mistakes of the past and I just can't dismiss them. Plus, while Nixie might appear proud and impatient, this is really eating away at her. So I prepared a little gift for you together as a token of apology. Apparently this is a form of good manners in human society, so please accept it. Otherwise Nixie won't be able to forgive herself. Apology aside, there's something else I'm curious about. It seems everyone in the doll community trusts you deeply, so I wonder, what kind of person are you who can make all these dolls with all these different experiences and personalities lower their guard and devote themselves to you? What do you like? What do you hate? Isn't it tiring to have to live up to so many people's expectations? Pardon me, I always get carried away when it comes to humans. Still, please don't be fooled by how Nixie likes talking tough. The truth is, she's curious about you too. Hey Kiss, I hope we can continue talking to each other as friends naturally. It's not just for the doll community's sake, but also for me and Nixie to understand you better. We'll be counting you going forward, Commander. Right, Tuja. And we get 3 tickets. We're at 74 now. Then there's this, which isn't tickets, but it is a hole in 2/3. Been a while, did you miss me? I missed you very much, you know. If it wasn't because of my circumstances, I'd like nothing more than to come over right away to meet you. That said, please don't feel pressured. I'm not doing this to mess with you this time, really. Of course, it would be more fun if you could send me a picture of your face. Truth is, I'm sending this letter because I've got a secret mission I need you to help me with. Surely you won't say no, given how long we've known each other, right? After last time we met, I discovered that something very, very important was left with you. The strange thing is, how did it even make its way to you, Commander? Perhaps it happened the last time we met each other again. Or perhaps during our first encounter 10 years ago. Are you willing to get it back for me? Since it ended up on your side, you'll need to take responsibility for it. And as luck would have it, Kalina sent me to go do something in a satellite city near the almost current location, so by the time you receive this letter, I'll have accidentally made a booking at the restaurant that you like. And if you're feeling tired, there's a luxurious private room with a big bed for you to rest on. Aren't I caring? Alright, enough kidding around, make sure you come tonight, okay? This is a secret message, so make sure you keep it to yourself. With me around, you won't need anyone else to ensure your safety. I did it, I beat the game. Okay, I didn't beat the game, but I beat the event. I've been pinged. Why? So it's a I've been so there's a meme. Someone posted a thing. Uh and it's like advice for young artists. Do not even start trying to draw. You will be better than me, and I don't want competition. If you do draw, remain unarmed and at all times. and walk the streets alone. When I come to stab you, do not exploit my right side. That's my blind spot. I think it's just really funny. It's just the whole joking thing about how artists get so good nowadays, so fast. The real ones, the real ones. I'm talking about like real ones, not like, you know. Yeah. I don't want this. I don't care about that. What do I do in these anyway? Oh, yeah, I can do that at some point. Whatever. I won't do it right now though. Oh wait, I can upgrade the thing. Now bulwark those. This would have been nice in the previous Gunsmoke. Dispatch room reaches level 30. And we don't get any more upgrades. For the how much we get. Oh, more Colossus. I should really do the rest of these that I haven't done yet. Oh wait, no, I've done them all. Never mind. I have 42. 42 titles. Also, I need to add more costumes in here. What's in here? Oh. What's in here? Oh. Alright, and then new. So many. This one's from the, yeah, this one's from the April Fool's thing. If this is accurate, I'm only missing 1, 2, 7 titles? I could just put on the shirt one again. Where are these from? Oh, they're from the, okay, yeah, the Project Neurocloud crossover. Actually, I think I'm better off ending it here. I'm really tired. I probably shouldn't push my voice too much either. Especially because tomorrow I'm probably going to be yelling a ton because it's going to be repo. Oh. Yeah, Weibo. Okay. Okay, fine. Oh. Ugh. Alright. Anyway. Let's see. Anyone to read? I haven't been doing my due diligence of raiding people. But I blame it on the fact that so many people will just go offline before I can raid them. I thought I saw. Oh, guess not. Oh, then. Oh well. It is what it is. Alright. Just gonna call it. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. Always appreciated. Good night. See you. Peace. Okay, go sit down. Bye. I'll see you tomorrow for Weepo Wednesday.